Hi, this is Peter Winkelstein, and I'm going to do a quick video on how I tune my Dragonflight 95. We have several new members at our boat club here in Buffalo, and they've been asking about how best to tune their boat, and so I'm going to make this video for them and for anybody else who might be interested. Note that I tune my boat on its side, on the stand on its side. I find that's the most convenient position for tuning the boat. Before you tune, you should check to make sure that your setup is good. Obviously, you should be sure that your rudder is centered. When the controller is centered, you should make sure that your rudder is centered, so you're not constantly fooling with the rudder when you're sailing. You should make sure that your sheeting throw is correct. You can see on my boat, I have some marks. There's one right here, and there's another right here for all the way in and all the way out. I'll show you. That's all the way in. That's all the way out. It goes to the other mark. If you want to know how to set that up, you can take a look at my video on the DF95 sheeting setup, and it'll tell you how to make sure that throw is correct. You should make sure that your mast step is all the way back. Most people have been running this fully aft, so your mast step should be fully back. You adjust it with the mast step nut that's right there. And you should get your jib boom as low to the deck as possible, so that distance there, that where the jib hold down is, the jib boom hold down is, this should be as close as you can get it. In my boat, that's about 10 millimeters. So that's basic setup, and you should make sure you're good with that. The other thing you should make sure of is that your head stay length or your forestay length is at the manufacturer's recommendation. That's measured from the very front of the boat, where the black bumper meets the white part of the hull. So from right there up to where the forestay meets the top of the mast, that's right there, a hole right up there. The manufacturer's recommendation for that is, let me just double check it, is 1135. And I have been running my boat at that manufacturer's recommendation. I don't fool with it. By the way, I use a little measuring stick. Here it is. There's nothing much to it. It's just a little dowel where I've marked off the various measurements of various things for the DF95 and the DF65. But you can use anything you like. A measuring tape is fine. Once you've made sure that all that is correct, then the way I like to tune my boat is, as I said, on its side, with it fully sheeted in the fully sheeted in position, and with the backstay at the tension that I want. So how do you set, what tension do you want on the backstay? Manufacturer recommendation is that the backstay length, which is measured from where the backstay connects here, up to where the backstay connects at the top of the mast, that's up there, that should be 1080. I've been running slightly, running slightly, I'm having a little trouble with my video here, I apologize. So the backstay length that I've been running with a backstay length of approximately 1100, so slightly longer than the manufacturer recommends. Slightly looser than the manufacturer recommends. But it's up to you. You decide where you want your backstay. And you see, I've actually made some marks on my backstay. There's mark there. This red one is the manufacturer's recommendation. This red one is about where I have been running it most of the time, at that 1100 mark. Now, once you've got that all set up, then it's time to start tuning the rest of it. As I said, I tune with it fully sheeted in. First thing to look at is the camber of your sails. The camber is from the deepest part of the bottom of the sail, of the foot of the sail, to the boom. That should not be flat. You've got to have a curve there to get any kind of lift at all. And I've been running about 30 millimeters measured from the deepest part of the sail to the boom on both the main and the jib. So both of those have a bit of camber. I don't find that measurement to be critical. 30 is roughly right for me. And you adjust that by sliding the here we go, the clew of the sail. It's just on these rubber gaskets. You slide it forward for more camber and back to flatten it. The same thing on the jib. So that's the camber. The other thing you need to check is to make sure that you've got your boom in the correct position for fully sheeted in. So right now I'm set for fully sheeted in. And what I'm trying to do is I'm now going to shift the camera so you can see. I'm going to try to have the boom right about at the gunnel. You see how the tip of the boom looking straight down is right about at the gunnel. For the main, some people like to run that in a bit tighter, even as tight as the inside edge of this cutout here. That's again a personal preference. I'm running it a little bit looser, so right about to the gunnel, and the jib is about the same thing, right about to the right about out to the gunnel. You set that by adjusting the sheeting bowsies. The sheeting bowsie on the main is right here, and there's a similar one on the jib. And so you tighten them up to get it in closer, you loosen it up to get it further out. The booms should not be centered when you're sheeted all the way in. That is far, far, far too tight. They need to be out a bit when you are fully sheeted in. As I said, I let them out to the gunnel. And then the next setting is the twist. The twist is basically how much sag, if you will, you've got, how much distance you've got from the trailing edge of the sail, from the leech of the sail. How much does it fall off of center line? And I measure that on the main. I measure that from the second batten to the backstay. So that measurement there. And I'm running my main. I'm running my main with about a 60 millimeter twist on that. And then same thing on the jib, except that you're going to measure the jib from the mid leech. There's not a batten that's convenient, from the mid leech, and I've actually made a little mark. You can see it right there. I made a little mark at the mid point of the leech, and I measure then with it sheeted in, but at its sheeted in position, I measure from the mid leech up to the mast there, that distance, and that's for me about 70 millimeters. So those are my primary measurements. So to summarize, I tune the boat fully sheeted in and with the backstay on in the position I want, my backstay measurement is 1100 millimeters. I leave my forestay at the manufacturer's recommendation of 1135. I put about 30 millimeters of camber into the sails from here to here, from the deepest part to the boom. I put twist in about 60 from here to the backstay on the main, and about 70 from the mid leech to the mast on the jib. And then I have my booms set so that they are more or less over the gunnel when fully sheeted in. So those are the key measurements for me and for how to tune the boat. I wish you very, very good luck and very good sailing. Just a little addendum to the video. I realized as I was reviewing it that I neglected to mention how you adjust the twist on the main and on the jib. For the main, you use those little knurled knobs where the boom vang would be, right by the front of the main boom. One of the knobs locks it, and the other knob adjusts it. So you'll see that as you twist the adjustment knob, it raises or lowers the boom. And as the boom goes up, that will increase the twist. And as the boom goes down, that will decrease the twist. So that's the adjustment for the main twist. And for the jib, you adjust the jib twist by using the topping lift, that jib topping lift, the line that runs from the top of the mast down to the end of the boom. You tighten up that topping lift to increase the twist, and you release that topping lift to reduce the twist. So those are the adjustments for the twist. Best of luck.